Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone, and welcome to Notes from Nurhdyhaz. Welcome to the podcast. I really hope that everybody has been doing good and well, insyaAllah. And thank you so much for supporting the episodes thus far. So, Alhamdulillah, today is actually yet again another episode of inspiration. So, Alhamdulillah, today I have none other than Feetri together with me on the episode. You might know her as Feetri, or perhaps some of you might know her as 15 Big Dreams, but I will save the introduction to later, insyaAllah. So, Assalamualaikum Feetri.
Waalaikumsalam. Hidayah, thank you so much for having me here today.
Alhamdulillah, happy to have you here, and thank you so much for your time to be here with me on the podcast. I think maybe we can begin with you introducing a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, listening. I am Feetri. I am a freelance content creator or a strategist in my own company in 15 Big Dreams. When I'm not working, I'm a mom of two, a 3-year-old boy and a 7-month baby girl. Yeah.
Thank you for that brief but beautiful introduction. You mentioned that you are also a mother. So how's the life being a mother of two?
Yes, it's alhamdulillah, it has been fulfilling, but it's also tiring. I mean, to be honest, I think it speaks for moms out there, whether you have 1 kid, 2 kid, or 3 kid, it's tiring. It's a lot of adjustment. I'm just content with everything that I have today. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So how do you do 15 Big Dreams and a mom of two?
Wow. Okay. It requires a lot of management of time, not only with what I have, but it's also between me and my husband. The both of us are freelancing. So I think that is, I would say, easy because we can work around our hours. He would need to sacrifice some days and I would need to sacrifice some days for the both of us to take care of the kids while each of us, work and go out.
Inshallah, I can only imagine that strive and that journey. I also believe that we have listeners who are also mothers, listeners who are trying to find means and ways to actually manage a couple of things, or many things at one time. So we are all not perfect, but you are a testimony that it can be done.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I wish what I'm doing, it is an inspiration to other mothers out there who wishes to manage both business and manage their kids as well.
I'm not a mother, but I'm also inspired. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
We are both wives still.
Yes. So I guess we can start off with the very first thing that I want to learn a little bit more from you, and that would be what fuels your creativity. Because you mentioned that you are a strategist. It has got to do with a lot of creativity work as well.
It does.
Yeah, and especially in the scope of what you are doing.
I felt it's quite deep because I'm being questioned of my creativity, which I've never done a reflection of it. I think the reason why I'm able to come up with content ideas, I want to learn more. I would need to meet other people, I will need to attend some events and such that. So being able to go out of my comfort zone and meet other people, that would mean that I'm learning something from them, and I'm always talking to other people. I think that's one of the fastest way for us to learn something, learn their interests, learn what they are passionate about. From there, I'm able to see what inspires them, and maybe that inspires me too to continue. A lot of people ask me what keeps me going in 15 Big Dreams. I tell them that because I'm in a group of similar people, like-minded people, a group of freelancers. So I think they are the main reason why I keep going. An old friend will be proud of me because I'm not someone who is consistent with what I do. I feel that I would fail along the way. That was something that I'm afraid of because I don't want to be doing something else other than 15 Big Dreams. I believe that having a group of people helped me to get that inspiration going.
So it's having that support system.
Yes.
And I think it's good that you mentioned about like-minded people because they roughly know how it's like. You can share similar challenges.
Correct.
And you can continue to support each other because it's easier to support somebody when you go through the same thing.
That's my first point.
Yes, I know.
The second point is being alone, as in alone, without
Okay.
anyone.
Okay.
So that fuels my creativity. Being a mom of two, being alone is a luxury. I'm not able to think properly when I need to cater to a lot of other people's needs. It's quite difficult if you are the only source of milk. Second one.
Source of life.
Usually it's like 1 or 2 a.m. I'll just stay awake longer and I'm able to do some work and get some content ideas out or things like that. It reminded me of an author. She actually got up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. to actually wrote her book.
Allah being there to call upon His servants and asking those who want certain things, Allah is there to give. Those who want forgiveness, Allah is there to forgive.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, 1 or 2 a.m. I'm not even up. I'm not even in my wudu or I'm not even praying. But that intention of, I just need to complete some work. I need these content ideas, and I believe that it's not from me entirely. From me, it's given by Allah. I believe. So that's about being alone.
Being alone but not lonely.
Yes, correct. The third one is doing what I love.
So you mean to say that 15 big dreams is something that you love?
Of course, it's my honestly my first baby, but macam alamak. I cannot say that. 15 big dreams, knowing that I'm doing this at the comfort of my own home. I'm freelancing. I'm not so sure whether it's an intention made, but I just don't want to work in a company or in a cubicle. I say this with experience that I have worked in a company before. The time there is not put into good use, as in I am working for the company, but my skills and knowledge is not being put to good use. Because of that, I feel stressed and I don't feel happy. I feel far more happier when I'm working on my own projects. It's not a good state to be in. I don't think anyone should feel stressed every single day. Being a freelancer, doing what I love now, allows me to think further, to think outside the box. It allows me to meet a lot of people, be out of my comfort zone, and that's where I think it fuels my creativity.
So those are 3 things that fuels your creativity.
Yes.
Creativity. So number 1 being able to learn from people. Number 2 is the luxury of your time alone, being able to focus and concentrate better. And then the third one, of course, it will be to do the things that you love. And I really love those pointers. I think when you continue to do the things that you love, even though you are tired, even though you don't have time, even though you have to sacrifice certain things, you know that you are doing this because it fuels you. What really fuels your spirituality as well?
I think I want to thank my parents first because they were the ones who actually put me in a part-time madrasah. And because of that, there was never a year that I'm away from faith. I told my Ustazah at the point that I want something more, and she said, after this secondary, you can go to Pergas. I researched about Pergas, I got into Pergas and everything. I remember that I submitted my application wearing jeans. I believe that my journey, I didn't want to be away from faith. So I try my best to find a friend that can help me in my poly, in my Pergas as well. I stood by her. So I believe all of this really helps me to ground my faith. It shapes me to be who I am and make good decisions for my life, for my future. What shapes me allowed me to actually choose someone as my spouse. I think about what actually fuels my spirituality right now at this point in time, being a mom of 2. It's actually my husband. I don't mean that he verbally reminds me to solat or something like that. No, I think that's something that we do daily. But I think that why I say that he fuels my spirituality is because whatever that he does reminds me of my faith, reminds me of what I've learned. It always, maybe this is a sign that I need to do this.
Beautiful. So 2 things I gathered.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
So number 1 being the company that you choose to keep. So definitely it will impact, right, the spirituality, our sense of spirituality. So you mentioned about the company that you keep, i.e. The friends that you had on your journey, and now the company that you keep is definitely your husband. And I also find it beautiful for the second point is that you choose to ensure that the aspect of faith or the aspect of spirituality is something that can be applied to your daily life. So it's not just tied to, oh, when I attend religious classes, this is how I feel my spirituality. Then on a daily basis, there's no spirituality. So seeing how you can actually apply those values, I guess, in your day-to-day, that actually fuels your spirituality. Maybe I didn't prepare you for this, but if there is like a certain Islamic quote, a Quranic verse, or a hadith of the Prophet that you hold on to, that perhaps give you motivation throughout your day.
I haven't ayat that has been, I think, running around in my mind for the past few days. It's actually from Surah Al-Rad. Allah will not change the position of someone until he changes himself. In my, I think, 5 years of marriage, we finally actually hit a rock bottom, and we were all just sempit. All we have left at the point of time was just faith. And I remember someone sharing to me that no one can help you if you don't help yourself. So every single day, I tell myself that, okay, if I want a better life, I need to change what's in myself. A friend shared about one of the strategy in Atomic Habits book about doing 1% in your everyday life. So if you are doing 1% every single day, you are doing far more better in a year rather than not doing anything at all. So this person will always remind me that what is your 1% that you did today that you will be proud of tomorrow.
A very powerful verse. It's something that you hold on to. I think that is beautiful also, because it constantly reminds you that if I want change, then I need to start to work on it. Right? We cannot expect change to happen if we don't put in any form of effort into that journey. And change doesn't happen overnight. It takes some time, and that's what you mentioned, 1% every day, and I think that's beautiful also. Because like, I think a lot of times we tell ourselves, I need to give 110%, in the things that I do, in the things that I love, but 110% can sometimes be daunting. But when you tell yourself, oh, it's just 1%, essentially it adds up.
It should be easy.
Do that 1% and do the things that you love. Inshallah. Okay, so inshallah, before we end, I'm just wondering if there is one thing that you can tell everybody who is listening to this episode right now, what would it be?
Life goes on. It does not sound positive or inspiring, but I was talking to my husband yesterday. He said that we only have around 20 years with our children, and they are going to move on, and they are going to have build their own life, build their own family, and that we only have these 20 years. Why are we not spending quality time with our children? It's just 20 years with them, and that's it. So that is why he does not mind to carry my firstborn. He does not mind to sleep with him, or he does not want to rush things with the kids, because we only have 20 years with our kids. And it's so funny that now that we're parents, we think of 20 years with our kids and done. But what about our parents? I mean, I'm sure they have difficulty letting us go as well. 20 years and that's it. So my sentence is life goes on, because life is a roller coaster. We just need to ride on it, go with the flow. I'm happy that we are grounded by faith, and that makes life actually easier.
Thank you so much for being here on the podcast with me, sharing your life stories, your life experiences. I gathered a lot about the challenges of being a mother, but of course this few minutes together does not justify the journey of a mother. But of course, at the end of the day, I understand that it's a fulfilling journey, it's a meaningful journey, and as what you have mentioned, 20 years, and after that, it's a different part of your life together. So may Allah SWT ease all of your affairs. May all the work that you do continue to bring benefit to many, and may you continue to do the things that you love. Inshallah.
You as well.
Inshallah. So that is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast, and especially for our episode of inspiration. I hope that you have gathered meaningful pointers and gems from Feetri's sharing today. And more importantly, thank you so much for tuning in to the episode to this very second. And I hope for you to tune in into the next one, inshallah. So take care, everybody, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay.
You did good.
You did amazing.